Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So nothing really going on yesterday. You can see complete confusion here. Tails to the downside, tails to the upside. And as I said, with the grouping of the oscillators at the downside here, I'd be reluctant to be jumping in short at the moment. I'd be looking for a much higher rejection, and that rejection, as far as I'm concerned, needs to be at the bottom of that range that we were stuck in for so long, and that's at 101083. It dropped down to the hour, and you can see, well, down, big up, and then a slide again. So it could be forming something for a continuation. So this could be a cup and handle forming, but I'd want us above this area even before we start looking at that. For now, the trend is down. This big engulfing bar here, which has engulfed a lot of candles to the left, is what's worrying me. And now you see the oscillators group back to the downside. We have a higher low, and we have a potential crossover of the oscillators brewing. So move up, flag, move up is probably the situation we need to pay attention to. I'm going to say, if you've got time, get onto the 15-minute, because this is where your line in the sand is. So you're looking for a break above 099729. Looking for a break above that, look for this gap to close, and I want to find support up there. That would validate this flag for me. And then we're looking for a move to the upside. And this is going to be a scalp against the trend, so fairly risky. And that would be at 100446. But the problem you're going to have is that 1 is going to come into play. So yeah, so I would rather say you're going to be targeting that zone here, which is 100235. For me, this is clear downtrend still on the hour. You can see it's very much a clear downtrend. Nothing to write home about at the moment. So you're looking for, you should still be looking for shorts. This engulfing bar is just what is bugging me at the moment, especially when you see something like that. It just means that some news has come out that the market loves. 15-minute, you can see we're in and amongst the moving averages. So this is where you want to be finding support, 099729. Break up, come back, find support, and then start moving to the upside. That's going to be your trigger, and your stop is going to be a 370-point stop, which will be below the low of today. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, and then you're going to be looking for take profit at each of these levels that you have here. Starting at the top, 100235, 100059, basically 1 dead, and that's obviously going to be your support at 099729. But yeah, I'm still sitting on the side, so I'm not entirely convinced that there's anything brewing at the moment. Too much confusion at the moment, and I can see that across all markets. Moving on to US dollar, Japanese yen. Another confusing day here. You can see the levels that we gave you yesterday. We almost touched this top level here at 137,686, but I'm going to drop down to the hour just to make sure we're not talking nonsense. So you can see we almost touched it up there, didn't quite, so that's second day in a row that we've missed it. And then we got below here, dropped down, almost got to the next level. So nothing's on the levels, and that's what worries me. When you see it like this, it's a warning sign, stay away from it. So trend is up at the moment, but what I'm seeing here is big move down, try it to recover, and now we're continuing to the downside. There is a potential for a swing here. In other words, that was the uptrend for the last couple of days. So now there is a potential, this is a rounding top type formation, and now we're trying to get break the trend to the downside. So what you're looking for is rejections. So I want to see a crossover as well, but the rejection area, the first rejection area is going to be 136,754. If we get through this now, 136,362, want to see a break and retest of that. That could also generate a move to the downside. So what we're seeing in Forex here on the dollar could be indicating that there's something brewing, which is going to push the indexes up as well. Basically, I mean a weaker dollar. Moving on to pound, British pound, Japanese yen. That is sideways, still very much in the triangle. Tail to the downside, tail to the upside, barbed wire, confusion. Nobody knows what to do here. And you can see that based on yesterday's price action. Big down, big up, big down, big up, and now we're a big down. The only thing that is pointing to a downward trend is the fact that we are below the moving averages at the moment. And you can see we sort of following the 155 EMA. We are rejecting it. So I would say we should be looking for short, but we want to be short off structure. So again, this is going to be a situation where you want to be on the 15-minute chart, and you want to look for structure on the 15-minute chart. But if you look to the left, it's chaos. There's nothing really that's giving you structure here. Now we've had this channel, and now we've had to break out the channel to the downside, and when that happens, typically it comes back. So I would expect the closest bit that you've got is this area here. That's 161.559. So pull back there, reject that area. That would reject the moving averages on the 15-minute. And if that can hold, then you have an opportunity. But if you look at what happened yesterday and pretty much the day before, we're going above the moving averages, below the moving averages, above. So that is sideways price action. There's no real structure. That's a level to watch. Otherwise, if that gives way, we get above that again, then it's a situation of sit on hands, which is probably what I'm going to be doing anyway. Lastly, Euro, British pound, left those levels in from yesterday just to highlight a few things. You can see how we found the bottom level. We've tried to find support here, it didn't work. Then we found the next level, but pretty much just chaos, above and below the moving averages. Oscillators not really helping us at the moment. And then if you look at the 1 hour, you can see, look at all these tails here. So the only thing that is positive for the setup is that it is looking like we're rejecting the 155. We've got a crossover the moving averages, so could be a potential trend to the downside. But we are in a massive range. So I would assume, we've got a gap to the downside here as well. So I would assume what we should be looking for is structure, and I'm just going to use this big level up here, which we have got this morning, but I would assume that needs to be done again today when the European market opens. So there's one there. Let's just use that one. And then there's one there. So I'd want to see what happens. Just going to do this as well because it's been so volatile. So starting at the top, ideally a retest of 0.84411. You've got a juicy stop area here above one of these two tails. And then you're looking for a move all the way back down to 0.84201. Next level would be 0.84344, same setup. And then this here is looking like what the range is. So London breakout strategy. So drop below 0.84200. Then you're looking, well, firstly this gap will close. I suspect the gap will close and then you'll bounce back up and then reject again and then you'll continue to the downside. And you should see an opportunity to come and tag 0.84065. That's probably the only setup that I can see on the Forex at the moment, but this is also going to be a 15-minute trade, and you can see what's happening on the 15-minute. Look at this. You can't really trade this kind of stuff. So I'm kind of sit on hands. I think I'm not really going to get bothered at all with anything on the markets today, and we will have another day of sitting quietly in my corner and keeping quiet because there's no ways you can predict what's going to happen here. It is just chaotic. This is algorithms that are trading, and all that they are doing is they're hunting your stop losses and my stop losses. That's all that's going on. So whatever you try and think is going to be the situation, you may be correct, but what you're going to find is that price is going to go past your perceived entry and your stop and then turn around and come down. And it just creates frustration as you lose money, and the institutions with all their big fancy algorithms are going to be coining it, as they say. Anyway, I'm sit on hands. I don't see much in the Forex market today either. So yeah, nothing on the markets for me. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.